I would have only needed to spend $13.35 for a whole week's worth of meals following this plan. Good morning, friends. Welcome to Tony Renee at Home. I go by Renee. We are getting ready to go into week 2 of the 3 Rivers Challenge. We are going to start this video though by going over what we had last week. I did not follow my written plan, and that's okay. This is just a suggestion. It doesn't mean that we have to be strict and stay to it, because you have to leave yourself margarine. Margarine? Seriously, did I just say that? You have to leave yourself, you have to leave yourself margin. Welcome to my goofy life. The second was my birthday, and Adam took me out for my birthday, which I wasn't expecting, so that wasn't on my list last week. So things happen, and that's okay. We'll go over what we did have and what I did stick to. I am so sorry. I keep forgetting to show you what we had for dinner. Thank goodness there's one left. Monday the 1st, we just had burgers and fries. And yesterday, Tuesday the 2nd, was my birthday. So Adam took me out for lunch and then took me shopping. And this is Wednesday the 3rd, and we had the stuffed peppers. Even though I'm writing it down, I want to give you a visual, but I keep forgetting. But really all you've missed is the burgers and fries. And then for Thursday, I have to do a voiceover because the exhaust fan is on my stove and it's really loud. But we're having an orange chicken stir fry. I just lightly browned the chicken in a little bit of olive oil in a cast iron pan, and then I added some veggies of peppers and onions and shredded carrots and some cabbage. I did not put the Brussels sprouts in there like I thought I was going to, because I just didn't feel like cutting them up, to be honest. But we had the cabbage anyway, so we didn't really need it. And I just let that steam a little bit, and then we're going to add our seasonings. So now that those vegetables have had a chance to cook, the chicken still isn't quite done all the way through. We're going to start adding other seasonings. The first thing we're going to add is some low sodium soy sauce. And I don't measure anything. I just kind of pour it in there and just decide, okay, that looks like it's enough. And then that's all we add as far as the soy sauce. Give it a stir. And then I'm going to add some of our freeze-dried ginger. This stuff is amazing. And because it's freeze-dried, you can see I can just break it up in my fingers. And we love it. I don't care if there are some big chunks left in there, because we love biting into that ginger. It is so amazing. And I add a lot of it because we love ginger, and it's good for you. And then you can tell my water in my pan is boiling, so I have to add my rice. And I'll admit, I had a couple of low sugar episodes this week. I'm not diabetic, but I've been told that I'm borderline, and that's the only thing that we've ever been able to come up with when I describe what happens to me. And I won't get into it here, but anyway, they leave me kind of worn out. So I'll be honest, I just used instant rice this evening, and that's okay, because that's what you have to do sometimes. So I had to take care of my rice before I went back to doing my stir fry. And then getting back to stir fry, well, you can tell we like garlic, so I'm adding a lot of garlic to it next. I'm kind of a wuss when it comes to spicy food, but I do like a little bit of kick in my stir fry. So I add just a little bit of chili sauce. I usually only add about a teaspoon. That's about all I can handle. Any more than that, and it's too much for me. And then because we're doing orange chicken, the way I make it orange is adding a little bit of marmalade. I've got just a little spatula here. I'm just going to scrape some out. I don't measure anything really. and I actually end up adding more than that later. I end up adding probably about a third of that jar. And then I add sesame oil, and I add what is left in this bottle. And then I end up opening a second one and add just a little bit more. All in all, I probably add about 2 teaspoons. And this is me just adding about another teaspoon of sesame oil. And I just stir everything together, and basically at this point it's done. It's cooked enough. I don't want my vegetables cooked to where they're mushy. I still like them somewhat firm. And stir fry is done. You could add a bit of a slurry to this to take care of some of that juice that is in the skillet. I do not do that this time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, and I just didn't. We just ate it like this. So here's our stir fry. And then I finish it off with some yum yum sauce. And that's dinner for this Thursday evening. Let's take a look at what we're going to do for week 2. I lost my footage where I was going over the week 2 meal plan. So we're going to try this again. And this is subject to change at any time. But the plan is beef fajitas and Spanish rice, salmon, pilaf, and green beans, German pork steaks, and I will show you how I make those when I make them. It won't be a separate video. And then mashed potatoes and corn. And then we're going to have spinach ravioli with an Alfredo sauce, salad, and I'm going to make some homemade bread that day. Friday will be leftovers because that's the day I shop. Saturday will be taco soup. And then Sunday, of course, we will be going out because of church. And at the top of my list, these are things that I need to do here for the week. For my prep, I need to make homemade tortillas for those beef fajitas. And I will make extra tortillas. And with the rest of those, I'm going to make some nachos to go with that taco soup. I have to take the meat from the freezer for the week's worth of meals. I have to make cranberry jelly for a recipe for next week, and that needs to set for a little bit and give it time to set up. So I have to make cranberry jelly this week. I will do a separate video on that. So there is the meal plan for week 2 of the 3 Rivers Pantry Challenge. Here's my Aldi haul. I have a bag of lettuce leaves for salad. I have a package of cheddar cheese, cilantro, and an avocado for the fajitas on Monday and the taco soup on Saturday. This I don't need, but I buy this every week because this is what Adam uses in his coffee. At Aldi, I spent $9.77. And this is all I got at Walmart. I had to have some more sour cream. And really, that's the only thing I needed from Walmart. This I just bought because I'm out of it. And I do use a little tiny bit of this in fajitas if I have it. If I don't, then I just don't put any kind of lime juice in our fajitas. So I didn't really have to get that, but like I said, I'm out. And okay, embarrassing story that I had to buy this. I do have a lot of canned corn from the corn in my dad's garden, but I think he had let it set too long after he picked it. It's not really sweet. The kernels are really small, and it ends up being more like creamed corn, which I do not like. And you'll see that. I'll show it to you when we do a pantry tour, an updated pantry tour. And so, unfortunately, I have to buy corn if I want it just to eat with mashed potatoes, because I do not like the canned corn that we have, and I will not do that again. So I don't have any. We don't eat corn a lot, so I don't normally keep it stocked, but with the German pork steaks that we're having, I want to have mashed potatoes and I want corn because I like to put corn in my mashed potatoes on my plate. Does anybody else do that? So I got that. And then again, I didn't need this. I've got 2 or 3 maybe in the refrigerator already. But like I said last week, our Walmart is notorious for being out of stock on this. So I always buy 1 or 2. This is what I use in my coffee. And so I buy it when they have it because I will go for weeks and not be able to get any because they're out of stock. And like I said in last week's video, this is the only heavy whipping cream that I can have because of the carrageenan that is in all the other. So that is the Walmart haul. And at Walmart, because of this, these are $5.24 a piece. So this is $10.50 here, just in those 2 things. And at Walmart, because of those, I spent $8.80. And really, the only thing I will be buying for this pantry challenge moving forward is the fresh vegetables that I usually get at Aldi and any kind of dairy products. And I probably won't need this again just because we won't be using that much this time. So that's week 2 grocery haul. So you know what this tells me? If I were to take out the heavy whipping cream, the half and half, and the lime juice, which are not things that I need for this week's menu, I would have only needed to spend $13.35 for a whole week's worth of meals following this plan. That tells me, because we have a grocery budget, like I said in last week's video, of $75 to $100, and at one time it was $150. That tells me we're buying a whole lot of crap from the grocery store that we don't need. And this has been eye-opening for me, and we're just going into week 2. If you have a stockpile of food in a pantry or in your cabinets, maybe you should try this pantry challenge too, because it's helped me see where we're spending too much money. Okay? So there is last week's meals, there is this week 2's menu plan, and the grocery haul. And we'll start all over again for week 3, do the exact same thing. Anyway, thumbs up if you're enjoying these videos. Go ahead and subscribe. If you want to know when the next one comes out, be sure and click the notification bell, and I will see you in the next one. God bless.